When we miss these subtle cues in the beginning that our body's giving us, it's hinting at us, and we keep going, right? We keep going. We keep not paying attention to our emotions. We keep not paying attention to the signs and symptoms of our body. Then things progress. Our body starts communicating louder and louder with us until we can't ignore it anymore. So that's when people end up with a diagnosis, end up with a certain condition. And it can be pretty serious at that point. Are you ready to unveil wisdom and insights beyond conventional healthcare and nutrition? Welcome to the Radiant Health and Wellness Show. Throughout each episode, we explore perspectives designed to empower you and activate your radiant health, wellness, and vitality from within as you make your body your ally on your journey to optimal well-being. I'm your host, Dr. Beata Harasim, specializing in gut health for digestion, weight loss, anxiety, fertility, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. Make sure to click the subscribe button and share with anyone you think would benefit. These episodes are for educational purposes only, and please consult with your physician or a practitioner before making any changes. Let's go. Your journey to radiant health starts here. You've never thought of health, wellness, and healing this way. My name is Dr. Beata. I'm a holistic and integrative doctor, and I work with clients with all sorts of signs and symptoms, different issues, different conditions, and diagnoses. And in this video, we're going to go quantum, and we're going to explain how it's all related. And this is for you no matter what your signs and symptoms may be. And especially for areas that I do specialize in are gut health, food allergies, weight loss, fertility, prenatal and postnatal care, and anxiety, overwhelm, and burnout. So as you can see, this covers a wide range. It covers immune health. There's aspects of mental health. There are aspects of hormonal health in there, metabolism, and there's a web that connects it all together. So I wanted to, in this video, share a little bit more about my personal story on a kind of bird's eye view perspective. Things that I haven't really shared in other videos yet. We're also going to talk about what you're missing on your health and wellness journey, how to figure it out and have fun with it, how do like all the components relate to each other, how does it work together. I'm going to share a few tips and tricks, and I'm going to introduce you to the Radiant Health Protocol, which is something that I created from my own personal story and journey. And there is a complimentary mini course. If you'd like that to go deeper into the Radiant Health Protocol, I'm going to leave the link below. Go ahead and click that and sign up for free. It is complimentary. So again, my name is Dr. Beata Harasim, and I really partner with ambitious and purpose-driven individuals who are ready to get to the underlying root causes of their health and wellness challenges, to activate radiant health, wellness, and well-being, and reclaim their vitality. This transformation allows them to make a profound and aligned impact on the world and enjoy the fruits of their labor. And I do this through the Radiant Health Protocol. And just a quick introduction is there are 6 pillars in the Radiant Health Protocol. There is nutrition, which is really nourishment on a mind, body, and soul level. There's detoxification, again, on a mind, body, soul level, energetic, physical, emotional, etc. Gut health, so healing leaky gut and optimizing the gut microbiome. Nervous system regulation, which is getting out of fight or flight into rest and digest so that our body can access its innate wisdom, heal, and maintain health. And next is emotional energetics. So acknowledging that emotions can manifest in physical and mental conditions, and other ones as well. And by integrating and processing the energies of these emotions, we are freed up for optimal health, vitality, and well-being. And then the last one, which ties it all together, is decoding our body's language. So tapping into your body's innate wisdom to access exactly what is in the highest and greatest good for us in any moment, using divine muscle testing and learning the signs and symptoms that the body is giving us, understanding what our body is trying to tell us. This is extremely powerful, and I'm going to share a client story and example in just a couple minutes. And ultimately, this protocol is here to empower you. It is here to give you the tools, to teach you the strategies so that you can take charge of your own health mastery with your body as your ally, working together with your body, understanding what your body's communicating with you. instead of just using Band-Aid solutions, instead of just masking symptoms with medications, etc. So I wanted to share a little bit more about my story and again, bird's eye perspective, which I haven't shared before. And so really, when I look back through my childhood, I remember having digestive issues myself all the way back then. And I was always anxious. I was a very anxious child. And that I didn't realize as anxiety at the time. It took me over 30 years to realize that's what it was. But there were things that were already showing up back in childhood that no one really thought much of. They were just like, no, this is normal. This is just, okay, yeah, like your digestion's a little off. That's typical, whatever. Now, next came my preteen years. And what happened is I started experiencing really painful periods. They were very all over the place and extremely painful. Like I would be taken out for the day if I didn't have medication. And I'm curious if you've ever experienced that before. And I had a hormonal acne. There were just a lot of things, especially as the hormones got going in those preteen years. And then going into teenage years, I actually did gain weight and I wasn't feeling good. I was always bloated. I had low energy. And I remember at one point, I don't know, maybe being 15 or 16, maybe 16 because I could drive at the time, but going to my PCP and being like, I am so fatigued all the time. And he completely invalidated me. He asked, well, are you staying up late? Yeah. But I'm like, it's more than that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. You just need to sleep more. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I really feel fatigued. I don't feel right. And he completely ignored me. So can you see how things are snowballing, right? And is this resonating with you? Have you had small signs and symptoms throughout your life that you may not have thought much about, but maybe now it's all kind of coming together? So next, I was a young adult, right? In college, I was actually getting my nutrition degree and I was exercising a ton, trying to lose the weight. I still had a lot of digestion issues. I still had a lot of bloating. I would try these detoxes and cleanses and diets and things like that. And like for a certain amount of time, they may have helped, but the weight kept coming back. I kept feeling bloated. I kept feeling sluggish. Again, a lot of fatigue, a lot of brain fog. So I couldn't think clearly. And again, things were snowballing even more from there. Then into adulthood, right? My digestion's getting worse. There's like periods of improvement, but then it just gets right back to what it was. My anxiety actually came back full force in early adulthood. I remember doing my residency and fellowship and all of a sudden having this intense fear of public speaking, which I actually didn't have in college because I used to be president of clubs in college and all of these leadership positions. And I was used to speaking in front of people. But then in adulthood, all of a sudden, I mean, intense anxiety coming up in relationships as well, other places. And the other thing that's interesting is that when I did get pregnant and I had my daughter, one, during pregnancy was extremely nauseous and sick. I was not eating well. I wasn't able to hold down much. Then through an overall, my pregnancy was just very taxing on me, very fatiguing throughout the entire experience. Then when my daughter was born and we started breastfeeding, she experienced severe food allergies through my breast milk. And so our children are a reflection of our health. And we need to take responsibility for that, not self-blame, but responsibility that they're a reflection of our health. So if our children are having certain signs or symptoms, we need to be looking at our health as well as helping them. Then, so the food allergies that she was experiencing helped me through that journey recognize my own food allergies, helped me recognize my own autoimmunity, helped me realize that my gut health was horrible. I had something called leaky gut and my hormones were all out of whack. All those pieces started coming together. My hormones were all out of whack. My metabolism was out of whack. And it was this piece that I needed to start realizing that, oh my gosh, I need to work on this leaky gut because all of those things that I experienced up to that point were related to that leaky gut. And so now me and my daughter were going through our health journey, and we got to a certain part. We did get a certain amount of healing, and we were making progress. And then we kind of plateaued. Things really didn't move forward for a little while. What was missing? The emotional, energetic piece. We weren't addressing our emotions. I wasn't listening to my body because my body was communicating to me very strongly, and I wasn't listening. And what I've discovered is that that is what happens, is when we miss the cues of our body, they may be subtle at first. So again, in childhood, having some small digestive issues, right? When we miss these subtle cues in the beginning that our body's giving us, it's hinting at us, and we keep going, right? We keep going. We keep not paying attention to our emotions. We keep not paying attention to the signs and symptoms of our body. Then things progress. Our body starts communicating louder and louder with us until we can't ignore it anymore. So that's when people end up with a diagnosis, end up with a certain condition. And it can be pretty serious at that point. Now, I want to empower you and let you know that there is still something that you can do, even if you've gotten to that point. And I also want you to know that even if you're just having subtle signs and symptoms, now is the time to do something before it progresses into something more. The body's communicating with us for a reason. The body is letting us know what is going on inside of us. When we listen to that, when we know how to interpret it and understand it, and we know what to do, that transforms everything. That transforms your entire health and wellness and your vitality. And it spreads out through all aspects of life. Because when I look at health, it's not just a small picture view. We're looking at how is this affecting your relationships? How is this affecting your career, your business, your finances? How is this affecting your spiritual health? How is this affecting your relationships as far as friendships, your family? This is such a web. It is so intertwined. And that's something that no one talks about. No one integrates these aspects like I do. I have not found anyone, and that's what I keep hearing over and over when I work with clients, when I host my mini retreats. That is the response. I've never had anyone integrate this like you do. And I want to invite you to explore this option. If this is resonating with you, right? If you want to get to the root of your health and wellness challenges and you feel like there's something holding you back, like maybe you get a little progress and then you plateau or you're just feeling stuck, this is the piece that's missing. This entanglement of all of these components and these factors of our health and wellness. And one of my mentors, Bruce Lipton, in one of his books has this great picture, because our health is really a web and it's quantum. Everything is interconnected. So we can't think in a linear fashion, whereas like, okay, I get my nutrition straight and then I heal my gut. No. When we're getting our nutrition improved, our nourishment, that's affecting everything else. And then when we are also at the same time improving our gut health, that's also affecting everything else. Does this make sense? Have you ever thought of it this way? Do you want to know more? Right? And so this was my personal story. And I'm going to share again some client stories as well, because this happens over and over. And it's true for you as well. We can't just be looking at one aspect of health. We need to be looking at all of these aspects. So what are you missing on your healing and health journey? It is the integration of all of these aspects, right? Maybe you're trying to lose weight and you have been working out and going to the gym and eating right, but maybe you haven't been looking at your emotions. Maybe you haven't been looking at your nervous system. Maybe you haven't been understanding and decoding what your body's telling you. Maybe you haven't been detoxing correctly, because detox is a whole nother subject. I have a video on that I can link below as well, because detox is not what you think it is. It's not these cleanses and short-term diets that many people think it is. And so how do we figure this out, right? And how do we have fun with it? So you can do a number of things. You can do trial and error on your own. This is what I did during my journey. I tried numerous things. I tried different diets. I tried different supplements at the time. And, it was trial and error, figuring out. I did something for a very long time. I took a supplement for a very long time because it is touted as being anti-inflammatory and good for everyone, not realizing that my body was communicating that I was having a reaction to it, right? Whew. Because I was looking through the goggles of, no, All the functional medicine practitioners, my mentors at the time, were saying, this is the thing to take. Well, what was my body telling me? How was my body responding to it? I wasn't paying attention to that, right? So you can do this trial and error process on your own. And I know from my experience, I wasted a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of living managing symptoms. And you can work with an integrative practitioner like myself to really point out and help you identify and address those aspects in a timely fashion, give you the skills and tools so that after we finish working together, after I teach you and you know how to implement these things, you don't need to rely on a practitioner for the rest of your life. You know what to do. You know how to master your health. You know how to understand what your body's telling you. You can understand what it's communicating to you, and that changes everything. So what's great about my program is that, and the way I work with clients, is that we work through these various signs and symptoms. So it doesn't matter exactly what you're experiencing, but we work through what is that meaning for you on this integrative and holistic level. What organs do you need to be detoxing? What organs do we need to be supporting for you? What detox pathways need to be open for you? What emotions are you suppressing that we need to learn how to safely explore and understand them? What are all these signs and symptoms? What do they mean? And that's the thing. It's not just the physical. It's the emotion, the energetics behind it, the wisdom that is held within these organs, within your body, within your field. And again, once you learn how to do this, you can use this in every aspect of your life. And that's how cool and fun my program is. That's why I love doing what I do, because I like to make health and healing fun. I like to make it approachable. I like to make it make sense. Have you ever gone to a health practitioner and you're like, I have no clue. They just told me all this stuff, which I have no clue what it means, and I'm just supposed to take this supplement. No, that's not how I communicate with you. I communicate with clients on a way that they understand, they feel, they know. They start accessing that innate knowing of, oh, okay, this is how this is all connected. This is why it makes sense. That is so empowering. That is so powerful. And you can never lose that once you learn it. And so I want to share a quick client story. Someone I recently worked with had back pain for a lifetime, as she called it. She had an incident from probably over 40 years ago, and she's had back pain since. And this chronic back pain, the only way she got relief was with medication. After a very short session, I identified what her primary root cause that we needed to address right now was. And we went through a short process, just a couple minutes, and it was emotional and energetic related, and understanding what that pain was telling her, understanding what her body was trying to communicate with her. Because years ago, when her pain first started, it was the first signal of the body communicating. She didn't understand it, and that's okay. I believe in divine timing that had a purpose for her, that had a purpose for her soul growth, for her experience. And now was the time to understand. And honestly, in a few minutes of not even touching her, her pain resolved. And not only that, she started getting these insights, and she gained wisdom that her body was trying to communicate to her. And now that she knew, she was empowered in what she would do next, empowered in her next steps. And the cool thing is, after we spoke for a while, maybe half an hour later, her back pain still didn't come back. And even after that, it didn't come back, because she got the message. She understood what her body was trying to communicate to her finally. And that changes everything. When we, again, make this fun, make this approachable, make you curious, everything changes. So how do all these components relate to each other? I alluded to this earlier, but it's quantum. Quantum physics best describes this, because things are not linear with health and healing. It does not go A, B, C. A affects B, C, D through Z. And when we do something with B, it affects A, C through Z, etc. So everything is intimately related. So for a quick example, when we think of liver and gallbladder health, we think of stagnation, right? Stagnation, being stuck. And at the same time, what emotions come with that? Anger, resentment. And that may be different things. It may be not allowing yourself to feel the anger. It may be not allowing yourself to feel the resentment. It may be not being aware that you're even feeling angry or resentful. How many of us in childhood have been taught that it's not okay to be angry? Stop being angry. Maybe you're telling that to your kids right now. And if you are, that's okay. Just be aware of it. It's not the best thing to tell them. We want them to feel all of their emotions, to accept and acknowledge and validate everything that we are feeling, that our children are feeling, that our loved ones are feeling. And this is how it all relates. So if we're working on the liver, maybe we're doing a detox of the liver. Maybe we're providing nutrition and nourishment for the liver, but we're not taking care of the emotional aspects and the energy of those emotions. You're only going to get so far. And then at the same time, if your nervous system is totally dysregulated, if you're in fight or flight all the time, that's not going to let you make the progress that you want. That's not going to let you see the healing that you want. So it is so crucial that we integrate these components because they absolutely relate to each other. And this is the piece that's missing. How many of you have been doing maybe a lot of emotional work, maybe a lot of energy work, maybe a lot of spiritual work, but you haven't done the physical components? We have to do it together because just doing one is not going to have you see change. And so a couple tips and tricks that I want to give you is, like I mentioned with the liver, if there's something that you're working on, if there's a sign or symptom that you're working on, explore what emotion, what energy may be around that. You may be surprised at what intuitively comes to you, what that innate wisdom and knowing in your body already is telling you. Explore that. Be open to it. When you feel an emotion coming up, don't try to suppress it and forget about it and be like, oh, this doesn't feel good to feel. I'm not going to feel it. Give it space. And that can be scary. That's why I hold my client's hand as we go through this process. But that's something that you can do on your own. You need to feel safe in that space, though, in that sharing and experiencing. And if it doesn't feel safe, that's what I'm here for. And even if you do feel safe, but you want to go deeper, that's what I'm here for. Because these are quick things. Again, these are quick tools and strategies that really make a profound difference. The other tip and trick that we can make is getting toxins out of our lives because these toxins are affecting us. So for example, if you're eating a lot of processed food that has toxins, that has chemicals, that have additives in it, that is affecting your physical load. So again, you can be eating, processed foods, and you may be taking a bunch of supplements because you heard that, for example, turmeric is good for you, and you heard that vitamin C is good for you, and vitamin D, etc. You can be taking all these supplements, but if you're not nourishing your body well, those supplements are not going to do shit. Sorry for my language. They're not. You're putting such a load on your body with all your food. Vice versa. If you're taking a lot of supplements, did you actually look what's in those supplements? Did you look at the bottle? I personally don't use a lot of supplements because of how much toxicity is in them. If you look at it, how many chemicals, how many additives are in there? When I work with clients, I only recommend the cleanest supplements that I can find, that I've either tried personally or I've found otherwise. And they are the cleanest. They're usually whole food forms. And if we really need to supplement with something, we're going to work on detoxification at the same time. Because you can't be taking all these supplements without working on detoxification. And at the same time, you need to be working on your emotions, and you need to be working on your energy and your nervous system. Because again, when we look at it from a different perspective, we can be eating all the right things, we can be taking all the supplements, but if your nervous system is dysregulated, none of that is going to make a difference. Your body is not in a healing state. It's not going to be able to receive that. It's not going to be able to do anything with it. Have you ever heard anyone talk about this? Probably not, because no one's talking about it that I've seen. And these are crucial aspects to your health and wellness and healing that I can't imagine not doing at this point. And this was what made the difference in our journey, in my personal journey, my daughter's journey, and clients' journeys. Is the integration of all of these. And that's what I base my Radiant Health protocol on. So we went over shortly before, but again, it's nourishment, not just your body, but your mind and soul as well. What are the thoughts we're thinking? What is our spiritual health? How is our physical body moving? How are we nourishing that? Detoxification. Again, it's not just a cleanse or a supplement. We have detox pathways. We have protocols. I have about 10 different protocols that I work with on detoxification, maybe more now that I think about it, with clients, depending on what they need at what time. And honestly, we need all of them at one point or another. It's knowing how to integrate that and how to approach that, right? So after detox is gut health. Gut health, gut health, gut health. Leaky gut is one of the root causes of almost everyone. Pretty much everyone in this modern world has leaky gut. What that is the lining of your gut is permeable. Things that are not supposed to get through are getting through. They're entering your bloodstream. They can be toxic, like heavy metals. They can be food proteins, which are creating food allergies and autoimmunity. They can be, we can go down that list, microbes, yeast, etc., that are wreaking havoc and creating signs and symptoms. So we need to heal and seal the gut. Everyone. And we need to improve our microbiome, which is our trillions of different organisms in our gut that are working together. And this is our innate factory, innate pharmacy in our body. It creates hormones. It actually can create opioid-like substances. It can create medications in that sense, quote unquote, that we may take, but we can produce a lot of it. And this way, it's producing exactly what your body needs. And it's 100% natural. No toxins, no side effects. It is affecting, again, we talked about hormones, metabolism. It's all in the gut. The gut controls it all. So we need to be focusing on the gut. Next is nervous system regulation. I already mentioned this. If we're in fight or flight, if we are anxious all the time, if we can't be in the present moment because we're worrying all the time, if we feel our heart racing all the time, if we're always having a deadline, if we're always just waiting for that next thing to happen, we are not in a healing state. No matter what you're doing, nothing is going to help. Again, emotional energetics, we talked a lot about this, how the underlying emotions are affecting our physical conditions, our mental health, our immune health, etc. Without focusing on emotional energetics, you are missing the whole picture. You're not understanding what your body's telling you. And it's only going to persist because what you resist persists. So until you start tapping into your emotions, until you start understanding and working with your energy, it's not going to make a difference. And when we look at, again, emotional energetics, there's so many different tools that I have. And we customize this because each person is going to resonate with a different tool, a different strategy, maybe ready for different levels, etc. And everything, every dis-ease is an emotional dis-ease. There's an emotion underlying it, and we need to address it. And then decoding your body's language is, again, the piece that ties it all together. We need to be able to understand what our body is communicating to us. What are my racing thoughts telling me? What is my stomach feeling in a knot telling me? What is my shoulder pain telling me? So I want to share, again, a quick client story where one client that I've worked with multiple times, she has this tightness in her shoulders, in both shoulders. And, she'll always feel stressed. She'll feel this tightness to the point where she needs to go get body work, which body work is another great option. It's something that I do as well as a holistic and integrative doctor of physical therapy. So if you are in Massachusetts, Connecticut, please reach out. I have options for in-person as well. And so she needs this body work. And then we have a session and we start identifying the emotional energetics. We start regulating her nervous system. It goes away. She doesn't need body work. And so now it's teaching her how to do this by herself so that she doesn't get to the point where she absolutely needs the body work. She can take care of it on her own. How empowering is that? How would that feel for you to know that you can do that for yourself? To know that in just a few minutes, you can understand what your body's telling you and take care of any sign or symptom. So I am so passionate about this. I want to get the message out to more people and to have more people experience this. There are so many ways that I offer working together, from free resources and workshops where you can go through the experience on your own, to mini retreats, to one-on-one, to my program. So I invite you to check this out, because if you are ready to figure out the root cause and master your health with your body as your ally for once and for all, reach out. Reach out, sign up for the free mini course below. You're going to explore the Radiant Health Protocol on a deeper level there. And then reach out. Get a guidance call. Sign up for a consultation. Do what resonates with you and where you are in your journey to get you the help and support that you need right now. Remember that health lies within. Our wisdom, our well-being lies within. It's not in a supplement. It's not in a pill. It's not in a bottle. It's within you. Wishing you all the best. And remember, you can heal and achieve this activated radiant health, wellness, and vitality with your body as your ally. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Radiant Health and Wellness Show. With deep gratitude and appreciation, I'm extending an invitation to you for the free Secrets to Radiant Health mini course, where I unveil the hidden keys to radiant health, wellness, and vitality by identifying and addressing your unique root causes. I also invite you to join us virtually or in person at our next live mini retreat. These links and all the links we mentioned in the show are listed below in the description and show notes. If you like this episode and you'd like to help support the show, please like, subscribe, leave a rating or a review, and please share this episode with others. Remember, your radiant health and wellness lies within when you work with your body as your ally.